Hello and welcome to another Wednesday on the Den. My name is Aaron. This is
Chris.
This is Whitetail.
This is All Black.
This is Mittens.
And this is Sayan.
Yeah.
And somewhere down here is Ez as well.
Yeah, she's making noises. So this week is Local Gay History Week. Now, I've obviously already done a video previously about the Manchester Gay Village and the history behind it and where it came from and how it all started, etc, etc, etc. So I'm not going to do that because that's just repeating myself, and you already hear me go on and on and on about the same stuff all the time anyway. Yeah, there's no point. So, in 44 days we have Manchester Pride. Manchester Pride is 25 years old, although actually, if you look at it, there's a little bit of debate over how old Manchester Pride actually is.
I'm only 23, so I wasn't even alive when it started.
Well, basically, there's a few little debates over exact dates because of when because Manchester Pride is effectively a charity, when the charity first started, and what it was and what the event was, and blah, 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 because it actually started off as a jumble sale to raise money for HIV and AIDS organisations. There was no big parade, there was no Pride event, and actually the volunteers that were part of it resented it being called a Pride event. They didn't want it to be known as the Northern Pride, because there was Pride down in London, but they didn't want it to be a Pride event in Manchester.
I think they should have just kept it as a car boot sale. It would have raised so much more money. Old people in Manchester are like all over car boot sales.
Like, obviously, as it grew and they gained more money, it just automatically developed and became bigger and became a 3-day event, and now it's actually a 10-day event. Really, there's the 3 main days, which is the big weekend, which is what everyone talks about when they say Manchester Pride, really. There's the Pride Fringe as well, which is all the artsy stuff that actually goes before it, and there's a whole load of like film stuff and art stuff and loads and charity balls and God knows whatever else, which actually run before the main big weekend. The big weekend is the big party part of it, and that's when the parade happens.
You said balls.
Anyway, but also, in its whole, like, we're not a Pride event, blah, when they first started making it a weekend-longer thing, they decided, well, no, we'll call it a carnival, or we'll call it Mardi Gras, and actually, it went through about 6 or 7 different names until they finally rested on Manchester Pride.
The thing that they didn't want it in the first place.
Do you know why they rested on Manchester Pride?
Because it was the Pride of Manchester.
Nope. Okay, so if you know or if you don't, with all these Pride events that happen in the world, every year there is something called Euro Pride, and that is an event that moves around Europe, and different cities host it. And so Manchester hosted it. So, after Manchester hosted Euro Pride, that is actually when the following year they set up Manchester Pride. And the usernames and the websites and whatever else were registered, and that is when Manchester Pride was born. Yes, very exciting. Did you know that traditionally Manchester Pride has always been organised by the community, by the LGBT community? And generally, while it's been organised by the community, the charity itself, etc., they have always raised money for the charity, and for charities and for HIV and AIDS, etc.
Yeah.
So the one year that the council took over it and were charging money to get in, I think the council is actually the people who started charging for Manchester Pride, but don't quote me on that one. Do not quote me on that one. Anyway, the 1 year that the council actually ran Manchester Pride and sorted everything out, they donated no money to charity.
That's because the council are dicks.
All the money went to run the event and to do everything around the event. So then the community took it back so that it would once again raise money for charity. So yes, Manchester Pride. This year we have Texas.
Who the fuck are Texas?
Singular person, singer, 90s.
Who the fuck is Texas?
Oh, and we've got Ian McKellen leading the Pride Parade. That's awesome.
I'll admit that's pretty cool. We had that woman off.
We had Orange is the New Black, Boo, last year, leading the parade.
I was in that parade.
Yeah, you weren't meant to be there, were you?
This is saying she's the bane of my existence.
She looks like a Growlithe.
She kind of does, actually.
Are you coming to Manchester Pride in 44 days?
Probably not.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the people out there in YouTube land.
What people?
The Den people.
What den people? What is this?
The people that tend to watch this video on a weekly basis.
People watch this?
If you'd like to know more about Manchester's gay scene, then you should go back and watch the previous video about Manchester's gay scene, which has a bit of history about why it started and why it is where it is. Basically, people needed a dark place to go and meet other people, and then pubs grew up around it. Basically. I hope you're all enjoying local gay history month, week, den-ness-ish. Also, look out for Bum. That's the Bears United magazine, which is being run by a couple of my friends from Manchester. They've asked me to contribute into it, and so the Den takes over for 2 pages, 2 whole pages, and it has the upcoming topics for the Den in the next quarter, so 3 months, which will take you all the way through to Bears Cop Fest. Oh my god!
I actually can't wait. It's going to be my first one.
So yes, you should totally check out Bears United magazine and subscribe or whatever that you need to do. Follow, look at, read, and see the things that are happening. There is health, there is food, there is berry things, there is the Den taking over!
There's kittens!
There's no kittens. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, guys, and I will see you next Wednesday. Yes, that is all. Goodbye. See you later. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Au revoir.
Hello. Mine. Goodbye.